This is macOS Ken.
Ultra growth for Apple Watch in China. Settlement emails are out for the butterfly effect. And a couple of Apple TV Plus stories. It is Friday, the 16th of December, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring at simplisafe.com/macOSCan. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Do you know the right way to deal with everything? Personally, I'm not sure there is one right way to deal with anything. There are lots of good ways and unfortunately lots of bad ways too. Or ways that are counterproductive, maybe. If you keep getting caught in those, maybe talk to a therapist through BetterHelp. I like BetterHelp's convenience. Since the whole thing happens digitally, you don't have to worry about finding someone near you. They're as near as your computer, your tablet, or your smartphone. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. Couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSCan. That's betterhelp.com/macOSCan. betterhelp.com/macOSCan. No predictor of consumer markets am I. No accurate predictor anyway. If you'd asked me whether Apple Watch Ultra was likely to move the needle for any region or regions, I'd have guessed no. New data from analytics firm Canalys indicates I'd have been wrong. Apple Insider has written up some of the firm's latest data covering wearables in China. According to the firm, wearables declined in China last quarter. Smartwatches not included. Those rose 17% year over year with an estimated 3.4 million units moved. Now, to be clear, that is smartwatches across the board, not Apple Watch specifically. For Apple's wearable, Apple Watch shipments are thought to have come in at around 1 million. That makes Apple huge in the smartwatch category in China, though small in the bigger wearable bands category in which Apple Watch is lumped. The Cupertino company commands a little less than 9% of the wearable bands category, only enough for fourth behind XTC, Xiaomi, and Huawei in the top spot. You know, I really thought Adamant had a chance versus XTC. As for Apple Watch Ultra, the needle it moved was at the high end. Apple Insider says Apple's rough and tumble wearable drove sales in the premium segment, meaning devices that cost $700 and over. While Apple Watch sounds like a small fish in a bigger pond of wearables, the pond is getting smaller around it. In China, both basic watches and basic bands shrank last quarter versus the same quarter a year earlier. Emails are going out to people covered by an Apple settlement over butterfly keyboards, though not to all of them, it seems. I told you a few weeks ago that Apple had received preliminary approval for a settlement over the troublesome bit of tech from the time the keyboards were introduced in 2015. A piece from Mac Rumors says thousands of people ran into problems with repeating keys, sticky keys, and keys that otherwise failed when dust and other particulates got into the butterfly mechanism. The complaints led to a huge controversy over the butterfly technology, and Apple ended up launching a keyboard repair program in June of 2018. The approval last month had Apple agreeing to pay $50 million That's $1.4 million in settlement administration costs, up to $2 million in litigation costs, and $13.6 million in attorney fees. You kind of wonder what the administrators are doing for the $1.4 million, though. A piece this week from Mac Rumor says emails are going out to affected MacBook Pro owners, with some of those getting paid automatically. Some of those. According to the report, folks who had at least 2 top case replacements from Apple within 4 years of purchase will get automatic payments as part of Group 1. Group 2, people who only had 1 top case replacement will need to submit a claim form to get compensation. Same goes for folks who had a keycap replacement, according to the report. Now, I can't tell for certain, but the Mac Rumors report makes it sound as if it's not just the automatic payments Group 2 will miss, but the email as well. The wording's not 100%, though it sounds like it is only Group 1 receiving the email. To be on the safe side, if you had a top case or keycap replacement due to the butterfly effect, you can learn more at the website keyboardsettlement.com. No rest for the folks developing operating systems for Apple, no rest for folks developing for those operating systems, and now no rest for the public people testing them. Earlier this week, Apple released OS updates for just about everything it makes. Just a day later, it released the first developer betas of the next round of operating system updates. Now, Mac Rumors has run a couple of pieces, one saying that the first betas of iOS and iPadOS 16.3 are out to the public testers, while another report says the same for the first public beta of macOS Ventura 13.2. No rest for anybody. One new feature for one of the upcoming operating systems has gotten a fairly significant, test. Yet another piece from Mac Rumors says Apple on Thursday released a rapid security response update for the macOS Ventura 13.2 beta. While a few rapid security response tests were released for iOS ahead of this week's 16.2 update, Mac Rumors says this is the first time the feature has been activated for the Mac. It is unknown whether Thursday's activation was a test or carried an actual fix for Macs in the beta program. A better Maps experience for some European countries. iDownload blog says Apple's revamped Maps app hit Belgium, Belgium, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Switzerland this week. These are the improvements that started rolling out in the States in 2019. If you have forgotten what was new then, the piece says a list of improvements includes 3D models of significant landmarks and buildings, enhanced navigation, turn-by-turn directions and augmented reality, more detailed roads, Siri natural language guidance, indoor maps for airports and shopping malls, and more. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, Simply Safe. Did you know that property crimes like burglaries and package thefts spike over the winter? The package thing makes sense. It gets dark early. It's cold outside. There are all sorts of reasons we might miss stuff that bad guys pick up. Fight those reasons with Simply Safe. Simply Safe is whole home security, with advanced sensors for every room, window, and door, HD security cameras for inside and out, smarter ways to detect motion that alert you only when a threat is real, and even hazard sensors that detect fires, floods, and other threats to your home. I like that they let you build the system that's right for you, and I like how easy it is to get up and running. Installing and activating my sensors, keypad, and base station took me about half an hour. Do that, and you are protected by the best home security system of 2022, according to U.S. News & World Report, the third year in a row that Simply Safe picked up that honor. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/macOSken. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring. SIMPLI. That's simplysafe.com/macOSken. There's no safe like Simply Safe. When in Japan, be sure to meet the Prime Minister. Apple CEO Tim Cook did. Of course, it's probably easier for him. Apple Insider wrote up some of the trip taken by the CEO and Apple Senior VP of Worldwide Marketing Greg Joswick. In a Twitter post, Mr. Cook said, "It's incredible to be back in a country that's so near and dear to our hearts at Apple. Thank you, Kashida 230, for the warm reception. We're looking forward to continuing to grow and invest across Japan." Kashida 230 is the Twitter handle for Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. Apple's got another retail union with which to deal. Apple Insider says the White City, London Apple Store location is signing up with the United Tech and Allied Workers Union to seek improved employee benefits, better training, and more pay. It is crazy how quickly things move there. While we in the States will hear for months that a location is thinking union, giving Apple tons of time to digest the information. Not so across the pond. According to Apple Insider, UK law says Apple has 10 days to recognize the union and respond. Holy cow. The Apple TV Plus comedy series Mythic Quest is getting a serious spin-off. I mean, it probably won't be serious, but seriously, it's getting a spin-off. Apple issued a press release Thursday announcing the series Mere Mortals. The show really sounds interesting. While the streamer says the series will explore the lives of Mythic Quest employees, players, and fans who are impacted by the game, it'll draw inspiration from such MQ departure episodes as A Dark Quiet Death, Backstory, and the amazing standalone episode, Mythic Quest Quarantine. The show's been picked up for an 8-episode season, with many of the same creatives writing Herd. No word on when Mere Mortals will make the scene. And finally today, bringing back Christmas seems to have been a good idea for Apple TV Plus. Or maybe it was who they brought it back with. 9to5Mac highlights a Deadline report that has the Cupertino streamer saying that the musical comedy film Spirited is its most popular film to date. Apple does not release specific viewership numbers according to the report, other than to suggest that the Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell movie broke records for the service. Yeah, Octavia Spencer is in the movie too. Just saying. It's a comedy, it's the holidays, the stars are huge. All that could make the movie hard to beat, though it does have stiff competition aiming for it. 9to5Mac says the Antoine Fuqua-directed Will Smith star Emancipation is reportedly performing well, bringing 27% new viewers to Apple TV+. Plus, the Martin Scorsese-directed Killers of the Flower Moon, starring Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio, should come out someday. Other notable titles on the slate include the Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard film Argylle, the Chris Evans, Ana de Armas film Ghosted, and the Ridley Scott-directed, Joaquin Phoenix-led Napoleon. Yeah, okay, but none of those are bringing back Christmas. Spirited and Emancipation are both available to stream now on Apple TV+. Today on the Mac Observer's Daily Observations podcast, a study by the UK's Office of Communications shows surprise benefits of smart speaker use. That prompted TMO managing editor Jeff Butts and me to talk tech that disappoints and tech that delights. That is all today on the Daily Observations podcast from the Mac Observer, online at macobserver.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring at simplisafe.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.